If you guys are signing clients and then a week into your program, they're asking for a refund or looking to end their contract, this video is gonna help you because I guarantee you're missing this one thing. And what that one thing is an onboarding process. I am so fucking excited to share this video because we just overhauled our entire onboarding system within Revived, and I'm gonna show you the exact steps that we've taken to be able to improve this process. My name is Brittany. I'm the owner of Revived, which is a health coaching company that I have been able to scale to multiple six figures. I am also the owner of Paid in Paradise, which is an online course that helps aspiring health coaches go and build a 3 to 5K month business while being able to travel the world. Guys, look at my fucking life right now in Sri Lanka. I'm telling you, it is absolutely worth it. So like I said, what I'm gonna share with you guys is our entire onboard process. And what the onboarding process is the in-between of when you sign a client to them actually starting their program. This is arguably the most important part of your client journey, right? Because it's the first taste of what they're getting when they sign up for your program. So I want you guys to imagine something. Let's say you go to a restaurant and you walk in and it's fucking loud, it's busy, it's crowded, there's flies everywhere, the waiter's rude. You're gonna walk in and you're gonna walk the fuck out. You're not going to want any part of that restaurant experience, right? Now imagine you walk into a fine dining restaurant. It's peaceful. There's a live band playing music. The waiter's super friendly. He comes in, gives you a smile, introduces himself, walks you right to the table within 30 seconds, and everyone is smiling around you. You're gonna be like, if this is my first experience coming into this restaurant, what's the food gonna be like? What other additional factors am I gonna get here? You're gonna wanna see how it plays out. Guys, this is the exact experience that your client is getting when they decide to work with you. So you want to make sure that that process, it's as seamless as possible. You want to make sure it's organized, that they have clarity, they have clear steps to follow, so they want to continue working with you. A bad onboarding experience can leave your client regretting her decision and asking for a refund. So we definitely don't want that to happen. A common mistake people make with their onboarding process is they don't have one. There is no system in place. They're completely winging it. The client can feel that energy. The client knows if there's no prep work, if there's no organization. So that's gonna leave them thinking like, what the fuck did I just sign up for? Another major mistake people make is they overwhelm their client. They throw way too much information, way too many steps at them, and they feel very overwhelmed, and that's why they shut down. I'm gonna be so transparent. This is exactly why we redid our entire onboarding process to make sure that that doesn't happen, because that was common feedback that we were getting from our clients. So the real question becomes, how can we give our clients that 5-star restaurant experience where they don't just stay with you for their contract length of 3 to 6 months. They're staying with you for years. They're referring you to all of their friends, and they're giving you the best testimonial. In order for that to happen, you have to have these 4 requirements. Number 1, less is more. You want to make sure the onboarding process is basic, stupid simple to follow, where you're not throwing a ton of information at them. Number 2 is you want to integrate them into the community first. You want them feeling so excited and welcomed and safe, like they just found their new home, instead of this entire list of to-dos and boxes to check off. Number 3 is they need a step-by-step plan to follow the minute that they get off the phone with you. They need to know exactly what to expect, so they're very clear, and again, they know what they signed up for. Number 4, you're gonna follow this exact onboarding framework that I use within Revived. So again, it's gonna be this step-by-step behind the scenes of exactly what we've done to be able to build a 20 to 30K a month business. Okay, so before I go and show you the behind the scenes, there's a couple things step by step that we need to work through first on the call. So once you get on a sales call and the client agrees, absolutely, I'm gonna pay in full, I'm so excited for this, what you need to do on the call is you need to tell them, again, those exact steps of what to expect next. So I always collect payment on the call. We use a payment processor called Wave. You guys may have heard of Wave or Stripe. I use both. I use Wave for Revive specifically and Stripe for Paid in Paradise. However, once I collect their payment on the call, immediately I get them integrated into the community. Community for us is a huge pillar within our program because I truly believe it's the one thing that AI can't take away. So I add them to Slack and I give them a brief overview. I don't go fully in depth because again, I don't want to overwhelm the client. So we actually repeat this step later on in the onboarding process. But I add them to Slack. I say, this is your second home. This is where all communication happens. So please make sure, set up your account right now, and I'll briefly go through what to expect in this app here. Then I add them to Trainerize. I do all of this on the call, so they're not receiving 100 million emails after the call and feeling overwhelmed. So I add them to Trainerize and I say, okay, this is our workout app. This is where your workout program is going to get delivered, as well as your nutrition program. There's actually nothing you need to do besides download the app for now. We'll get to that in later steps within the process. Then I say, as soon as we get off this call, you're gonna receive two things. You're gonna receive a contract to sign. Please make sure you sign that contract before you get started. You're also gonna receive a welcome email with step-by-step instructions that have to be completed by tomorrow. And what happens within that welcome email, all it does is two things. It welcomes them. It gets them so excited to be here. It encourages them to go announce themselves to the community and introduce themselves and say a little fun fact about them. And then it redirects them to our course, which is what I'm gonna show you. In our course, our onboarding process, all of the tangible things that they need to do, like download MyFitnessPal, connect Trainerize, start tracking their food, all of that is in video format inside the course. But I tell them within the welcome email, please don't start this until tomorrow. Let today be the day that you celebrate, you get integrated into the community, you explore what that's all about and make yourself feel at home here. This does two things. It immediately indoctrinates them into the culture and community we're building. Number two, it reduces any overwhelm. They're probably overwhelmed already. They just signed up. They may have put down a pretty big, significant down payment, and they're like, oh my God. The last thing that you want to do is throw again all of this shit that they have to complete that same day. Allow them to feel good about their decision, to get them excited, to make them feel motivated. We can worry about the to-do list tomorrow. In the description below, I'm actually gonna give you the welcome email template so you can just copy, paste it, make it your own, include the same information that you would within your program that aligns best, but it gives you a framework to be able to follow. So now at this point in the process, you've collected payment, they've set up that app for your community communication. You guys might not be on Slack. Maybe you guys use WhatsApp or I don't know, Trainerize or something different to host your community. That's totally fine. Get them added there. They're added to Trainerize. Now they're clear on the next steps. They know they're going to receive a contract. They know they're going to get that welcome email. I don't need to explain anything else on the call because the email will do that, which will lead them to the next steps. So now what I want to show you guys is the behind the scenes of the course that we've built out. Okay, so we have a start here module that shows exactly what they need to follow and get done before their welcome call on Monday. I highly suggest having another touch point within 5 to 6 days of when you sign their client that allows that face-to-face, that allows you to recap of everything they had to complete and again, get them excited before their actual program starts and you go build out the program. We call this a welcome call. Again, we have it every single Monday, that first Monday from when they officially join the program. At this part of the journey, you're probably not somebody that needs to have a course by any means. It just has an upfront cost and it's not necessary. You can create videos yourself and host them in a Google Drive format if that works best for you if you're just starting out. Some of you guys, you might not even need videos. I highly suggest it because again, guys, we're living in this coaching space where everything is done through AI, and yes, that saves time. But for me, I refuse to take the human interaction part out of it because I think that's why people are signing up for your program. They don't want the generic PDF files just being sent to them. So again, it just creates this touch point where it's very personalized and also you record it once and that's it. So it's very systemized as well. So create a Google Drive, label it onboarding process, label it welcome module, whatever you want. And then you can include your videos in there and your welcome email will redirect them to that Google Drive. So let's dive into the behind the scenes. So now we're gonna dive into the behind the scenes framework that we use. So the welcome email immediately directs them to the course. The reason that we wanted this to happen and put all of our resources in all of our onboarding resources in the course is because we have so much fucking value in this course that we realized people weren't even paying attention to at all. So immediately they're redirected here. We tell them to bookmark the course. So now they're exposed to it. They're going to be like, holy shit, there's so much in here about gut health and hormone health and mindset and all of that. They're going to be more likely to go and revisit here. Okay. Also, like I said, this is very clear. It's very warm and welcoming when it's a video rather than a PDF file. So again, it's more personalized. Also, each video is not longer than, I believe, 17 minutes, and it takes 75 minutes to get through module 0 here. So I actually put that in the welcome email. This will take 75 minutes to complete, so give yourself some time. Okay, it's very clear where they go. It says start here, welcome to Revived. The very first lecture, so congratulations, there was nothing for them to do. It's just a recap of them having to go and introduce themselves, which I already talked about on the call. So you want to stay within your onboarding process, probably the process more than one time, okay? Because people forget, they miss things, they're not paying attention. So repetitiveness is definitely key. But within the Welcome Sisterhood lecture, again, it's just me validating why they're here, what they just signed up for, making them feel at home, and just like creating a lot of hype and excitement. The next lecture that I moved to is the Revived philosophy. So this is the entire foundation of which Revived is built upon. You want to let them know what is the program that they just became a part of, right? Like, what are they expecting? What should they be getting excited about? So this is, again, just the foundational pillars of what Revived operates on. We operate on 3 pillars, and that's rebuild the body, empower the mind, ignite the soul. We are not your average fitness program, and I say that to everybody. This is our differentiator within Revived. We work on these pillars simultaneously. So this is just giving an overview of what to expect there with each of these lectures that
So in this lecture, I'm going to run you
with each of these lectures, I do have presentation slides that go through. So again, it gives them a visual of what to expect. So rebuild the body. What does that look like? Empower the mind. It gives you just like the results that they can expect. And again, it just shows that, hey, this is what you signed up for. And again, we're so different than every other fitness program. This is our separator. Then I go into the restore and rebuild method. So this is the coaching roadmap. This is massive, guys. I should create a lecture just on this alone because this helps for future pacing. Future pacing is one of the most important things that you can do in your onboarding process. It helps you set up the client to retain the client past the date of the contract of their program. So if you want clients to continue with you for a year or 2 years, it actually doesn't start with having an offboarding process. It starts with the onboarding process. So they know what to expect for the timeline. So I show them in here. Let me see if I can grab it super quick. Yeah. So within this presentation, I lay out the time that it takes for them to reverse diet, to go through their maintenance phase, to go through a deficit, to shift to intuitive eating. When you map it out and you show, hey, this is the result that you're going to get, but you know what? It might take longer than 6 months. Most people do stick around with us for at least 9 months to a year. So again, it's in the back of their head, okay, this might take me longer than the time that I'm here. Again, it just encourages them to be open-minded to re-signing in the future because they want the full transformation. So you're a health coach watching this, you're a fitness coach, right? You need to have some sort of framework within your program that does show what the experience is going to be like for them, what they can expect to achieve within each phase. What's the outcome? What's the length of time? And again, the goal is not for them to be like, oh, I'm going to be here for a whole year. I didn't sign up for that. It's to look forward to the outcome that they can achieve by working with you and knowing that this is a sustainable transformation. It's not a quick fix. Then I have them complete the intake form. This is obviously very important for collecting the data that you need to be able to build out their program. So we have the intake form, setting up my Fitness Pal, first week of tracking. And you guys can see these are just brief. It's 3-minute trainings. That's it, right? So very, what's that word? Digestible? I guess, very digestible. So it's not like they're coming and having to watch this hour training. How we stay connected and hold you accountable. In this, again, I go through the Slack tutorial. So I actually go in depth of the channels and how to use Slack and why it's so important for communication. I also go through our accountability system within Revived. I tell them when check-ins are going to be, how we do benchmark calls, we do weekly group calls, what the touch points are for us to check in with them. I explain everything within that lecture. The last one is extremely important. I highly suggest if you're going to do one thing, it's create this lecture. It's the culture, standards, and expectations that you hold within your community. You're going to have girls. And again, if you're a beginner coach, the natural tendency is to want to please your client, to disregard all of your boundaries and give them everything, right? This immediately, it comes off as you lacking authority and then running the program for you, not you running the program and obtaining that standard for what to expect from the community. So certain things to put in that I just incorporated was like, please do not send me longer than 5-minute voice messages because I have clients to attend to it. And I want to make sure that everyone's getting the same amount of attention and energy. And if I receive 5-minute voice messages, I don't have the capacity to pour into every single person. So I immediately set that expectation. I set the expectation that accountability forms are meant to be completed on time. And without that feedback, you will no longer receive video feedback from me or changes to your program, which will impact your results. So you're setting that standard. You're calling forward a highly committed and compliant client, right? So set that standard from the start. And then again, I just do a recap on what to expect. So as you can see, everything is so organized here. You're not just telling them what they need to do. You are building culture within your program. You are telling them this is the standard that we uphold in Revived. This is exactly what you can expect with your next 6 months to a year of working with us. I'm so fucking excited to see where we can get you to. This is how you create that 5-star restaurant experience where they don't want to leave. They feel like this is the second home. They feel like this is exactly what they've been missing this entire time. All right, guys, I hope this helped you give your clients the 5-star restaurant experience. Okay. And obviously this was such a small part of business, the onboarding process, the most important, like I said, of the client experience, but there is so much that has to be done in business with now creating your offer. Did you even close the sales call in the first place? And making sure that your clients are getting that fulfillment so they do stay with you for 1 year, 2 years, so you're not having to chase clients every single month. And this is exactly what I cover in Paid in Paradise, okay? It's the exact framework that you need to go and build a 3 to 5K month business. And again, go live your life creating impact and traveling the world. So look at the description below to learn more about that product. And as always, guys, I release weekly YouTube videos on here to help you build your business. So subscribe, ask me questions, and I'll see you guys next week.